Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Headbanger's Closet, and happy birthday, Ride the Lightning. 37 years young today. Came out July 27th, 1984. Came out on Megaforce Records. Released overseas on Megaforce Records. Here in America, it came out on Elektra. Recorded at Sweet Silence Studio in Copenhagen, Denmark. And produced by Flemming Rasmussen. This is a Blackened Recordings version here. I believe it's the Walmart version. Yes, it is. With that kind of smoky, real light, kind of almost teal blue looking shade there. Pretty cool. I dig it, obviously. I love that colored vinyl. But this album is flawless. I can see why a lot of people think that this is not only the best Metallica album, but the best heavy metal album of all time. I mean, really, it's just that good. A perfect album, in my opinion. Their sophomore effort. I made a video a while back on the best sophomore albums of all time. Go down, scroll through the list of my videos below. Check it out. Surprise, surprise, Lightning was number one. So just a great album. They were touring and playing Kill 'Em All, playing Kill 'Em All at the clubs and touring with Raven and doing all the stuff for Kill 'Em All. So they were really getting better at playing their instruments. By the time they went into the studio, Sweet Silence in Copenhagen, to record this thing, they were better musicians, they had better chops playing, they were better songwriters, they could arrange songs a lot better. Lars was much better at that, as well as James. Cliff really brought a great influence to the band, as did Kirk, when he's fully on board through the entire writing process. One of my all-time favorite riffs, The Creeping Death, coming out of the solo kind of bridge riff, was written by Kirk. A lot of Kirk stuff on this album. We'll get to that in a minute, but just a great record. And as good as it is, in that huge step forward from Kill 'Em All, what I love about it the most, I think, is the fact that aggression that they had on Kill 'Em All, that attitude, like, we're going to play louder, faster, harder, make you pay attention to us, that's still, you can hear it on this album. You can still hear that. I love that about it, because even though, like I said, the album is so much better, they're still a band wanting to be heard, wanting to fight to be the dominant metal force in the music industry. And you can hear that on the album, and I love that about it. So let's just go over a couple of tracks before we get to the story, which I like to do whenever an album I love has a birthday. I kind of tell a little story about it that pertains to me in the album. But let's get with some tracks that I really like. I'm interested to hear from you guys. What are your favorite tracks on this record? Ride the Lightning, right away. One of my favorite Metallica songs of all time. Just a great song. Kirk's guitar solo in this thing is a masterful guitar solo. A lot of different kind of levels to the thing. Changes it up a good bit in the solo. It's a long solo. Really, really like it. From the Bell Tolls, for a really long time, it was my favorite Metallica song. And to this day, when it comes on, I still do the do-do-do to sing along to Cliff's bass part on it. I love the song. Fade to Black, another great one. Love that acoustic guitar by James in the, right, kind of not in the very beginning, but kind of when it kicks in, that really cool guitar harmony there. Trapped Under Ice, vastly underrated tune. Go put it on headphones and don't listen to the singing, don't listen to anything. Just listen to the guitar riff. Crazy riff, so good. Probably appreciate it more. Just take the time to listen to that riff. I know I did. I loved the song always, but it wasn't until recently that I was like, this riff's freaking badass. So, Creeping Death. Between Creeping Death and Blackened, depending on the day, one of those is my favorite Metallica song of all time. Phenomenal guitar riff. Like I said, Kirk wrote the bridge guitar riff on that thing. Killer Kirk solo on it. One of the best Metallica riffs of all time, just the main riff from Creeping Death. Phenomenal song. Call of Cthulhu, what can I say? More ripping riffs, more face-melting solos on this thing. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this instrumental is ahead of Orion on Metallica's instrumental list there. Probably my second favorite instrumental from Metallica, Orion being third, so take a wild guess which is my favorite instrumental track by Metallica. So anyway, great album. Kind of got to tell you guys, some stories here. But by the way, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what your favorite songs on the album are. And even though Black Album came out when I was a sophomore in high school, Lightning was the album we listened to the most. Me and my friends in the car. I'd have the album, the CD in the CD player. Can't tell you how many times I'd pull up to my buddy's house. They'd come in, sit down in the front seat and crunch. There's the case. Oh, sorry, dude. Throw it in the back seat. And here are the 2 CDs I actually owned in high school. I had to buy 2. Just come right apart. CD just kind of falls out. The teeth on this thing aren't even there. Jewel case is cracked in multiple places. This one right here is even worse. The jewel case is actually in half right here. Right, the CD just kind of comes out again. So they're in rough shape. They no longer play, but I don't want to get rid of them. They kind of have like that sentimental value for me. But, you know, we listen to them all the time. Good buddy Chris Turnage, him and his brother kind of helped me really get into the band. My brother kind of introduced me to them for the most part, but it really was Chris and his brother basically putting it on every single day that I was at their house. I really just kind of fell in love with Ride the Lightning. Can't say enough, you know, we had so many good times at their house after school just listening to the album. Can't say enough about that and how influential that part of my life was, listening to the album. So many stories, like I said, it was always playing in the car. We would take it with us wherever we were going. If somebody else was driving, I'd bring one of my copies with me if they didn't have a copy in their car. So many great times just listening to the album. But perhaps one of the best times ever, and as I'm going to tell you guys that story, I'm going to show you a couple more items in the collection. This is the 2008 Warner Brothers release. 45 RPM gatefold. Just like the blackened Walmart version, this is also blue, but it's more of a royal blue. I think it's a lot cooler than that Walmart version. It's probably one of my favorite items in my collection, actually, is this 45 RPM 2 vinyl set on blue from Warner Brothers. Came out 2008. Here's another one. This is a bootleg copy of the green. It's not the real famous green, you know, error copy. This is a bootleg. This is kind of translucent lime green, which is pretty cool. You guys know how much I love colored vinyl. So, of course, when I see this thing, I'm going to pick it up. So, anyway, we'll get to the story, I guess. Main story that I always think about this time when I hear the song Ride the Lightning, when I hear anything off the album Ride the Lightning, is summer 2017. Metallica is playing their stadium tour in the U.S., and I went to a handful of shows. And one of the shows was Busch Stadium in St. Louis, Missouri. Here's my ticket to the show, and you can see right there, Metallica. So I bought a enhanced experience. I got the Sandman experience. Here's my wristband, and here's the Metallica Field Access. I was only going to a handful of shows on that tour, so I really wanted to get to the rail as much as possible. They were doing city-specific guitar picks, and I was like, I want to get a pick for each of the cities I go to on this tour. So I bought the enhanced package, and we're outside. I'm buying my merch. It's a beautiful afternoon. It's hot. Really nice day in St. Louis, hanging out with some friends. It's time to go in the venue and do the enhanced experience. I go in, and I don't really remember what Sandman gave me at the time. I can't remember, but I had the buffet, you know, the food that they put out, had my 2-drink ticket, went to the Metallica Museum. I saw most of that stuff at the Fillmore shows, the 30th anniversary, but I still went in there and checked it out because it's awesome, and I wanted to see it again. So it came time for us to go on to the field. So we come out, and we're basically like right behind home plate, right on that, by the dugout, like literally on that first row. I'm actually holding the netting where the foul balls hit when they come right behind home plate. And we're kind of there spaced out between home plate and that opposing team dugout by the third base line. So if you can picture a baseball field, we're right on that third base side by the opposing team's dugout now. So the guy's giving us a spiel what to expect, and all of a sudden it starts to thunder and lightning and pour down rain like I've never seen. I mean, it's a huge springtime storm in the Midwest. The wind's going nuts. The flags flipping, you know, going crazy. That it's going ping, 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 ping as a little metal thing on the flag rope keeps hitting the pole. And they're like, everyone's got to get up underneath the overhang. So we're about 20, 25 rows up, still on the first level, still right behind the third base dugout, but underneath the overhang, so we're not getting wet. And the guy's like, we're going to hang here. It should be over in like 15, 20 minutes, and then we'll let you guys in. But right now it's a fire hazard. The fire marshal's like, nobody can get out there on the field with the lightning striking. So right around this time, still thunder and lightning, we start to hear the crowd. They're on the go up the third base line to that foul pole. There's a gate, and then we're going to let people open. They're going to open that gate and let people walk down a staircase to get onto the field. So that was the general admission lineup, and we hear them singing "Ride the Lightning," and they're just singing it loud as can be, and we're pretty good ways away by the third base dugout still. And next thing you know, by about the beginning of the first chorus, the people behind us on the third base side are singing it. Next thing you know, we can hear people out the gate by home plate. And then by the time second chorus comes around, the complete circle of the stadium, all the people waiting at the gates on all sides of the stadium were singing "Ride the Lightning" at the top of their lungs. And we're all sitting there thinking this is awesome. We're laughing. We start singing it. Just a great time. The people kind of working there like, why are they singing? Like, what's going on? Like, they didn't get it, but it was awesome. And kind of by the time the song ended, the rain kind of slacked off a good bit, and they said, okay, you guys can go on the field. We get on the field. I got rail. It was an awesome show. Had a great time. And yeah, that's the story I want to tell you guys for Ride Lightning's birthday. Happy birthday, Ride the Lightning. Can't hear that song without thinking about that particular show and that particular, instance. Thought it was kind of cool. Yeah, happy birthday, Ride the Lightning. What are your favorite songs on Ride the Lightning? You kind of got a special story that you think of every time you hear the album. Let me know in the comments down below. Hit that like and subscribe. And as always, I'll have another video for you guys very soon. Cheers.